Hello my loves, welcome back. In this video we're going to talk about bow pose or Dhanurasana. We're going to discuss step by step how to do the pose, some modifications and variations of the pose, and a couple of the mistakes that people make and how to fix them. But before we dive in, I just want to mention that if you're interested in a full long format class all about bow pose, including the variations, the tips, the tricks, then check out my Patreon. This month I did a full long class all about bow pose. The link is in the description. All right, so let's do bow pose. You're going to come face down on the floor. As you come face down on the floor, let the arms rest down by the sides, maybe the forehead connects to the floor. Bend the knees, drawing the feet towards the bum. Reach the arms around, draw the shoulders back, grab a hold of the feet or the ankles or the pant legs. Lift the knees away from the floor. Lift the head and the shoulders away from the floor. Lift the feet up towards the ceiling. So really the only thing connected to the floor here is the pelvis and the abdomen. Release back down and relax. All right, let's look at some modifications for bow pose. So one of the simplest modifications would be to just come down onto the floor, hands underneath the forehead, and just bring the foot towards the bum. Easy modification. Maybe you take the hand behind and you grab a hold of the foot. If you can't grab a hold of the foot, use a strap. If this still feels good, maybe you lift the knee away from the floor. Still feeling good, push the hand into the floor, lift the chest away from the floor, and take half bow pose. Ardha Dhanurasana. And make sure you do both sides. If grabbing a hold of the feet is the issue, use a strap. So, a couple of mistakes in bow pose and how to fix them. One of the major mistakes people make in bow pose is that they widen the knees so that they can reach the feet. The knees should be still remaining around hip distance apart if possible. If by drawing the knees in, you can't grab a hold of the feet, use a strap. One of the other mistakes people make is that they use the hands and they pull up with the hands, so that their back body isn't actually doing any work. Instead, practice drawing the feet towards the bum, lifting the knees up, grabbing a hold of the feet with the hands, and pushing the feet into the hands. So the hands are not yanking the legs up away from the floor. The musculature of your back body is doing that. There's barely any support or pulling with the hands. And release. It's a strong pose. You are supposed to feel something in the back body. You are working your lower back. So if you're feeling something in the lower back, then good. As long as it's not pain, great. If you're feeling pain, then go back to either the half bow pose or just the quad stretch. It is a tricky, challenging pose, especially if you're not used to working our back bodies. One of the other challenges of bow pose is that because we sit a lot, we tend to be tight in our front body. So we have tightness in the chest, restricting our ability to reach the arms back. We have tightness in our hip flexors, so we can't get the leg fully back. So make sure that you do some work on releasing the front body before you come into bow pose. And if you're interested in that, all of that is detailed in my full-length class that I did for my Patreons this month. The link is in the description. So I hope that helps, gives you some tips and tricks for Dhanurasana, bow pose. If you're having any issues with bow pose, then please let me know in the comments below. Maybe I'll address it in a future video. If you enjoyed this video and found it useful, give me a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe if you're not already. And remember, my loves, that karma is only a bitch if you are. So be nice, be kind, and be the change that you want to see in the world.